wish I could do like a. Wish I could do like a story time. It's recording. Cool. Hey y'all, when y'all be like taking y'all braids down and you be like, oh shit, my hair grew. Yeah, I don't know how long it's been. I think it's been like a month though. I'm finally taking these things down. I know it just don't be me, y'all. I'd be glad to see my hair down after I've worn like wigs or braids for so long. It's just like I love my hair. Growing it out, y'all. Growing it out. I think I'm gonna start doing story times, y'all. I got a whole bunch of stories. And they funny as fuck. Oh my god. My hair. Alright, y'all. So I'm just gonna do a story time. My first was my first story time. And it has a lot to do with this ring. Alright, y'all. So, yes, this is a relationship, obviously. And it started 2 years ago. Back in like October. So, this what happened, right? So, first of all, I did I didn't just get out of a toxic relationship, but like 2 years before the last 2 years, I was in another toxic relationship. That's for another day. Well, we're gonna talk about this one, 2 years, this recent one, because it's just funny as fuck. So right, sometime around, so we got together in October, officially. So I'm gonna say May. I'm gonna say May. May. So as you guys know, or you guys probably don't know, cause I don't talk on this. So I'm a CNA or whatever, right? And I be working. I just work, take care of my business, my own business. I don't be trying to be in nobody business, right? But and even so, because I had already, and I didn't just get out of a relationship, but I was already in a relationship and I didn't want to get into a relationship. But when you be bored, right? So I had just got this I had just got this job. I think I was working like maybe 3 months before I met after I met this guy. So yeah, I had been there for like 3 months, maybe four. And so I had got on tagged or whatever, and I'm just scrolling. You know how you get on a website where you're not really looking to date, but you're like just talking to people or whatever. So that's what I was doing. So I wasn't giving nobody my number, nobody, right? So I was just talking. They all asked like, "Can I get your number?" And I'm like, "No, we can talk on here. Otherwise, there's plenty more fish in the sea." So this one guy, he just kept hitting me up, kept hitting me up, kept hitting me up, kept hitting me up, and I'm like, okay. So I ended up giving him his number, giving him my number or whatever, and um, when that happens, it's over for whatever dating site you're on, because now you're like obligated to answer the phone and text, and when he calls or whatever, it's taking up, when they called, it's taking up all your time and shit. So it got real consistent, y'all. Like, I would talk to him on my way to work, I would talk to him on my break. Like, I work night shift, so I would talk to him like on my breaks and stuff, and then like when I get off work, he would call me, and then boom. So right, consistently for like a couple weeks. Then he was like, well, come kick it with me. And then I'm like, man, I don't even know this person is. I don't know him like that, but I eventually ended up linking up with him, and for our first date, um, when I first met him, I met him at a fucking at a light rail station, y'all, because I was not sending him to my house. So I had went to a whole nother city. Like I met him at a light rail station, and um, our first little date, we went to a fish place because I love seafood. So went to a fish place, and I was all nervous and stuff. Like when I first met him, he was shorter than I thought he was. Like he was so short, and he just looked like. I guess he looked like what he looked in the pictures, except for his height. And he had like this little southern accent or rather, whatever. He was from. I ain't gonna say where he from, but just know he country boy. And so like yeah, the vibe was cool. He was cool. Like for our first little date, eating and all that, and then we was talking for a minute, and then he took me back to the light station, and I went home. And then after that day, he wanted to spend like a lot of time. Like I'm telling you, like he was like, "Oh, you want a bus? That's not gonna happen." Nigga got me a car like that. And then but come to find out later on, only reason why he got a car was so that I can drive to him. Mind you, he lives like 45 minutes away from where I live. So I was driving back and forth, not understanding the assignment at all. And then, so, like, when we would kick it and stuff, like, baby boo, when I tell you, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Like, I went to his house, he had all these damn dogs and shit. In this little ass apartment. I'm like, at this point, um, when I went to his house, I wasn't looking for no relationship. I still wasn't. I was still like, okay, this finna just be like something that I just chill with or whatever. We finna kick it or whatever. And yeah, because before he got the car, like he was picking me up and from the light rail station, mind you, he was picking me up, and then he might have dropped me off one time, y'all, to my house one time. Like he might have came one time, and then he was like, it's too far for me to drive, so. But quote unquote, oh, I'm gonna get you this car because I don't want you to walk. You know all that manipulated ass shit that niggas do. So he didn't directly tell me, oh well, I need your car because I don't like driving back and forth up here, all that. So he just made it seem like, yeah, I'm gonna get you a car, and we're not gonna have you walking nowhere because you're just this queen. That's how niggas get you. They call you queen, queen this, queen this. Niggas don't like black girls, for real. Hey, I said it. Our black men don't like us black women. And y'all know if they fucking with us, it's a reason why. And it's not to make us their wife. So, I fucking said it. Nobody else wants to admit the shit. All this mixed racial shit, it's fine. But don't get with me trying to put in my head that, oh, I'm gonna be with you forever and it's gonna be me and you, and knowing dang well you out there talking to 10 other girls. So anyway, after yeah, when I went to his house, he's in a small ass 1-bedroom apartment. I noticed he didn't have nothing at first. At first, he didn't have nothing but like a futon and an air bed, and it was real genuine for me because I'm like, okay, I came from a place like this. I'm not looking at it like that. I don't want a relationship like that. We kicking it. We cool. This is what it is. So actually, this was before he got the car for me. So let's go back a little bit. So yeah, he used to pick me up from the light rail station, and then he came to my house like one time to pick me up, and then during like all this time he was going back and forth from wherever he was going, you know, doing what he doing, get his money, and I didn't, I'm not with you for your money, none of that. So I didn't really see that. I just seen like, oh, he's cool, you know, he's kind. He had a lot of people around him, and he's very generous. Like if somebody said something or wanted something, he would be right there. Like he's just that type of guy. Like I got you, or I got you, or I gotta find out how to get it for you. So that's the type of person he was. So that's why I liked him in the beginning, but I should have known because that friendly shit, that friendly shit just went too far. So, so like we were, so after whatever, I found out he was doing trips and stuff, and he would ask me, "Oh, you want to come with me? We can take trips and do this and do that." So we was doing a lot. Like, baby, when I tell you we was going to New York, we was going to Atlanta, we was going up. Well, I went to Ohio by myself, so I had took Ohio trip by myself for a hair class, and it was bomb as fuck. As you guys know, I do not have my license yet, but I am currently in position to getting my license. So, but right now I'm just I've been going to classes, and my Ohio trip was one of them. And but yeah, we had went to New York. We went to Florida. Like we went every. When I tell you we went everywhere, we went everywhere. Like it was good like that. And still, after that, I still wasn't looking at it like, oh, he a fuck boy and blah blah. Cause I never been like my real previous relationships. I didn't have to worry about nobody cheating on me or nobody, no other females feeling like they got one up. When my nigga, like I've never had, nobody's ever put me in a position like that, and I think I'm lucky. But um, I'm lucky that I kind of met him because it was a life lesson. So like yeah, we was just traveling everywhere for his business or whatever he had going on, and eventually it started getting to the point where okay, um, I guess because like I wasn't going through his phone, and I think that's huge. And I think it was like I wasn't tripping on a lot for a long time. Like I didn't notice him being on the phone because I just thought he was just making business moves. So I wasn't tripping about him being on the phone. Like when I go to his house, I ain't gonna lie, I was always there. Um, I had my own house clearly, but it was like when I was over there, I was always there. And it got to the point where I would be at his house and he would go like to his friend's house or something like or go to like these places where he needs to go for his business. And I would be at his house chilling like it was my house. And mind you, I was cleaning, I was cooking. Mind you, I told you he had dogs, bullies. So you know how big they get. Why the fuck are they in the house? That's when I started tripping. I ain't gonna lie, this is when I started tripping. When I seen like, let's see, I think I started tripping when um he started getting drunk, and I realized he couldn't hold his liquor. Like he would black out. Like he would get drunk and not remember what happened. He would get drunk and be out, and then come in the house and be stumbling all over the place. And then the next morning, he don't know what was going on. That's where shit started bothering me. And then what else bothered me? I started I think when he started drinking, that's when like all his true colors started coming out. Like I don't know, he just had like this anger problem. Like and I think it was always there. But like he would just get irritated fast over everything, and take everything out on me. And when stuff would get stressful, he would take it out on me. And I'm the type of person I'm gonna talk back, cause you ain't finna talk to me like that, homeboy. So I just be like, boy, who is you talking to? because you ain't talking to me like I'm that type of person. And so he didn't like that. Oh, you're talking back and blah, blah. Nigga, I ain't Sally Sue or Mary. I'm sorry, I ain't Sally Sue or Mary. Yes, I'm talking back. You think just because you got money, or you think because you got a card for me and all this, like, you can have it back. You can have it back. Right? So things started getting heated and we started getting into arguments over the littlest things, y'all. The littlest things. And he was the type, when he really started getting bread, I told y'all, he was generous, right? He would have some of his people come out from wherever they came out from, where he from. They would come out and they would go out and do whatever. That's when I started getting like real curious. Cause like I said, I was there all the time. So even when I spent the night, his phone would go off and stuff, but I would think like, oh, that's just business because it's from another time zone. So while we're asleep, it's like maybe 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. People are up 8 o'clock in the morning. So that's all I'm thinking. And then one time, he left his phone on the bed, and I heard a bling, bling, blah, bling, bling, bing. And I just happened to, I'm like, oh, babe, oh, babe. Not trying to be nosy or nothing. I picked it up. Whole lot of Cash App shit going on, homie. Whole lot of Cash App shit going on, baby. Like, this story is so long to where I don't even know if I should even continue talking about it, but it was just like, once I found out about that, he got to talking about, oh, well, it started getting real funny. It started getting to a place where, like, the true colors is coming out. Oh, well, after the relationship with my baby moms, that was my last real relationship, and I got trust issues because she was cheating and she was sending this and that to other guys. Niggas always want to tell their part and never tell the real side of both stories. So it was just one-sided, but I ended up finding out that he has social medias, a lot of them, and it was engrossed, y'all. And how I found out is because one day I just went through his phone. I went through his phone. You know how you go to through the contact list? And I'm gonna say you like this. If you got like auto sync or whatever, all that shit goes back into your Google, back up into your Google account or whatever the fucking iPhone shit is. I don't know what y'all email is, but it goes back into that, right? So I'm going through his contact list. You can literally scroll like this, and that bitch should go forever. When I tell you it's like 1,000 bitches in that phone, 1,000 of them. Like, you can scroll and keep going. And this concerned me, y'all. It bothered me. It had me thinking, like, who am I really dealing with at this point? So while I had his phone in my hand, I went through his Gmail. And I was scrolling through his Gmail, Cash App here, for, you know how you can add, when you add Cash App, you say for this or for that. I never use that. I don't think I ever really used Cash App. But I never really realized you can do for this and for that. And every time he sent the Cash App, there was an explanation what it was for. For your hair, for nails, for that video of you shaking that ass, for you, that conversation. Just little stuff. For rent, for, you know what I'm saying? So you're telling me I'm dealing with a trick, y'all. I was dealing with a trick, and I did not know it. And I never told him. And on top of that, when I was going through his Gmail, I could see where him and his baby mama was going back and forth, and she was talking about some. I guess when they was talking before a long time ago, I seen where he was trying to get her back, and she was like, "No, no, nigga, go talk to them bitches." And you could see where you go into his sent messages where he was around that time when they was talking, where he was sending bitches all type of dick pictures, and they were sending him new pictures too. So, you know, I didn't tell him. Only thing I questioned him about was the contacts. I asked him, I said, so why do you have so many females in your contact? And then he was the one saying, well, you know how that is. You know how it is when um, the contacts sync or to your other phone. That's what happened. And I just kept him in there. I never deleted him. It's believable, right? Yeah, it's believable. But it's like, so you're telling me, I'm just thinking in my mind, all these million of bees, bitches and hoes, like Janae Ike always say, in your phone, and I know you had somebody before me. So I guess what I'm saying is like they never tripped on it, like, but that's probably why you single anyway, right? And he probably felt like, well, nobody want to fuck me anyway, cause I'm a fuck ass nigga, so I'm gonna keep all these numbers in my phone. So during this point, we probably was like 7 or 8 months in the relationship, and I was kind of like already comfortable, y'all. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was comfortable. I had got lost in this relationship, and I don't know if it's because like of the exposure. Like, I always want to travel, y'all. I always want to do stuff, but it was never for the money. It was just for like the excitement, the enjoyment. Because like he would try to give me money. Like anytime he got some money, he would go half with me. He would split it, and me being me, I would just tell him, let's put it up, put that half up. Like sometimes I would take it, but other times I'd be like, no, let's put that half up, and he would never understand why. Me, I'm the type, I want to save, I want a house. I've been talking. Yeah, that's another thing. Talking about buying a house and doing this and doing that. How we gonna do all that and you want to buy off-white shoes? How we gonna do all that and you want to get online and support small black businesses? And y'all know small black businesses, you're paying like $900 for their stuff on one piece. When I tell y'all he was spending a lot of money that could have just been saved. Like, yeah, do your thing. This ain't something you used to. So, yeah, while that was happening, we were still going through a lot. Like, we still going through a lot. Yeah, we went through a lot. Like, it ended up being to where he just couldn't hide it no more. Like, the females be touching, texting him, talking to him. I think at this point, he was just like, "Fuck it, you're still here, so finna do what I'm known to do, and that's to talk to as many bitches as I want. And now I got money, so now I can ball out and I can spend on them." And like during these little trips that he used to take for his business, when I didn't go all the time, I would be at his little apartment watching his dog, cleaning up after his dogs, these big ass dogs, taking him to the airport at like his flight would have to leave at like 6, so we would have to be up at like 5 or 4 o'clock in the morning, getting everything ready for him to go. and I was a designated driver, and he would leave for 2 days, and I would have to go and pick him up. Y'all, this was consistently. I'm not talking about once or twice. For um for a whole year. So I'll start from October because that's when we kind of made it official. October, this is 21, 2019, 19, 19. I'm gonna say it was, yeah, right when the pandemic, started. Yeah, 2000, the end of 2019. Yeah, this was during the pandemic because I told him I was gonna put him on a 90-day trial, y'all. So after, yeah, like it got to the point where he started embarrassing me. Like just everywhere we went, he would talk to me like I didn't have no sense. Like he would call me all type of names and stuff, and I'm just thinking to myself like I'm going through an emotional roller coaster with some guy that thought he could manipulate me and made me feel like I ain't shit. I reminded him every day, nigga, I'm cleaning up after these dogs. I'm taking you constantly back and forth to the airport. Like, I'm the one saving you money, nigga. Like, I'm the one always here when you call. I'm the one driving back and forth 45 minutes to and from. Nigga, in the snow, in the rain, in the heat. What are you doing? You only came to my house, drove to my house maybe twice. Well, that was the reason why I got you that car. That's when it happened. That's when I. If I would have known that, I wouldn't have took the offer. I don't like driving back and forth. And then when it was time, because like I told you guys, he's materialistic, and I bet you guys can try to guess the sign. Put it down in the comments right now. Guess the sign. Materialistic, shoes, clothes, cars, never satisfied, always getting bored with one person, which is the reason why he can't be with one person. The entertainer, the one who has to have all the attention, the one who brags about everything that he did for somebody and shit like that. Guess it's fine. Guess it's fine, you guys. But yeah, so then I feel like, I'm from Cali, I dress anyway, but with some of that money that he was giving me, I was buying clothes, shoes too, but it wasn't a priority. And it wasn't as expensive as him. I was going to like TJ Maxx and shit like that. Like, I'm not about to spend all this money on no goddamn clothes and shoes. So like, I was saving that shit. And that's what you guys do. You get a trick ass nigga, you save that shit. Don't allow him, oh, let me spoil you. Let's go eat. Like, we used to go out and eat. When I tell you, we used to go out and eat all the time. And that's pretty much all he could say is, ain't nobody ever spent this much money on you. You're right. You ain't really had that much money, and you ain't know what to do with it. You spending it over here, letting everybody know how much money you got in the bank, letting everybody know how much money you got, period. Who does that? A nigga that ain't never had shit. So, some time go by, we bullshitting or whatever. It gets to the point where we're arguing all the time about everything because me being me, I'm talking back. I'm not finna show for nobody. Not nobody. And even if he try to put me out at this point, I ain't going nowhere. I am not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere. Like, no. Because the reason why I said that at that time is because he would say, oh, he would try to kick me out and stuff, tell me to get out, and you know, after I complied with it a few times, the first time, when he told me to come back the second, third time, the fourth time, the fifth time, okay, we're not doing that. You're gonna have to communicate your way out of this. Not finna just be to the point where you pulling me back and forth and I have to drive 45 minutes to and from for me to come over and for you to just be like, oh, get out. No. So yeah, I'm not going nowhere. And it's dark. No. So we would argue and he would be sleeping on his own couch and I would be in the bed. He would be on the couch, you know, because when you, at this point now we got, you know, we got everything. I made him get a bed. He got two big ass 60-inch screen TVs and new couch, new furniture, um, a closet full of shit. Like, it went from the closet being bare, empty, to like, now I can't fit nothing in the closet. Now I don't have no shoe space at the bottom. Like, in the closet, you guys know how the bottom part is, where you put like bins and stuff. The whole fucking bottom of the closet was full of shoes. He had like 50, 60, 70, 80 pair of shoes. I swear to God. 80, and then his whole closet. What is it? That's an awful lot of cough syrup, you guys. You guys look that up and see how much it costs. Um, that's a whole lot of road running. I think that's the same brand. There's another one. Um, Sorry, I was trapping. Whole closet full of name brand shit. All his shoes, Nikes, off whites. What was the other one? Jordans. That's it. He maybe had two pair of Filas. Everything, all them other shoes, Jordans, Nikes. Nigga had a million dollar, uh, $1 million closet in a fucking apartment. Yeah, I was tripping. Because at this point, I like you now. And it's not because of your money. It's because we've been through so much within the first year. And I'm at your house all the time, more than I be at my house. So, right? So it gets to a point where now it's time to move. You know, his dad is a realtor or whatever, and he got him a house. And he's telling me, coming back to me, y'all, I didn't say nothing about it. And this what bothered me. I didn't say shit about it. Mo, you want to go move with me? Yeah. Oh, I didn't say yeah right off the bat. I just said, what? And he told me everything. And I was like, let me think about it. He invited me over. Nice house, 2-story house. As soon as I get there, there's shit everywhere. Just moved in. So I'm chilling. His people downstairs in the garage doing whatever the fuck they doing. And I'm upstairs. And he comes upstairs. Well, can you already asking me to do shit? Can you hang some of this stuff up? Mind you, like I said, that whole closet was full of shit. So, where my stuff supposed to go? If I move in here, I gotta make it make sense before I move in here. Where my stuff gonna go? Already talking about putting shoes against the walls and stuff all around the room. So I had to just really ask myself, because of all that stuff that I already been through with him. I had to be one step ahead. What am I supposed to do? Where my stuff supposed to go? So we came up with a deal. His side, my side. There was 2 closets on each side. What I do? I hung up all them damn clothes. Color coordinated them. Y'all hear me? I color coordinated them. So I was supposed to move in, I think this was Monday. And I went home that same night because I was not staying. I didn't want to get how I was in that apartment. So I didn't even take my hair down, y'all. So so yeah, yeah, that was Monday. And then like oh, how this ring came about before I started talking about other stuff. Part two.